Hey guys, Christian here and Christian here. Okay, yep, I guess us Christians, we're gonna break down 4 super unique Shopify stores, see what they're doing right and how you can do the same. Let's get started. All right, so the first store that we have here is called popchart.co. Popchart is very unique. I've never seen a Shopify store quite like this one. So I'm just gonna scroll down here a little bit. First off, I love these big buttons. So you'll see these buttons everywhere. As you can see this button right here, it takes you all the way up. And it's part of the logo too, so it's part of the brand, that sort of 3D old school look for the buttons. And like you said, or like you saw just a little bit ago, when you hover over these, it actually gives you an alternative picture of that particular product. But then again, they incorporated the logo, and part of the logo and the buttons right there, that picture just pops up. You can see a little bit of splash of color in the background. It uses that 3D look and feel. I love it. I mean, it happens everywhere around here with some of these collections, etc. I like it. I like it a lot. I like the animation. I like that the way that they've incorporated sort of the brand and the logo as part of the experience, right, throughout the website. I love the fonts that they're using, big, bold, and then you have sort of this typewriter type font. Again, that makes them super unique compared to other stores out there that are just using probably some of the most basic Roboto, Montserrat type fonts, where it just doesn't create that sense of uniqueness, right, with this website. Now, something else that I liked here, let me go to the very top, is yes, this navigation. So look at this. You hover over prints, right? You can search, you can see the best sellers, new arrivals, etc. But then you have all these sort of categories or collections. But when you hover over them, it gives you a little preview of some of the posters or scratch offs that you get under that. So kids, you see some dinosaurs. Literary, you can see some book, one, nature, plants and birds, music. So that's just mind blown. Super cool the way that they're doing this, just giving you a little bit of a preview, right, when you hover over some of these collections and categories. Super awesome. I'm gonna click on Americana, and there we go. Same animation in here. Let's click on this one, American flags. I just want to see. Okay, yeah, this is another thing that I thought it was pretty unique, is the finishing options, right? So these are just variants in the back end, but here on the consumer end, they've added a little bit of a preview when you're clicking on the finishing options. So they could have just done the whole text only. So it could have said just print only, mounted on panel, print, whatever. And they could have still showed the pictures, but they're actually showing you preview right here within the options. When you click on it, it actually changes over here, the image, but it gives you that quick little preview so you can very quickly see what you're about to get, which is awesome. I love it. I love this website. I might buy a couple of scratch off posters. These are pretty cool. All right, before we get into our second website that we're gonna break down, I just wanna say welcome to everyone new. My name is Christian Piñon, one of the co-founders here at Bit Branding. We've been helping frustrated store owners since 2015 become impactful store owners through tutorials, tactics, and strategies. And the one way you can support our channel is by hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications. All right, let's go on to number 2. Number 2 is going to be Happiness Abyssa. I don't know how to say it, but it's something like that. They have perfumes and soaps and different things like that. But I picked this website. Because it's very unique. It's still a Shopify store, but it's very unique. So we're here on the homepage. As you can see, it looks kind of crazy, right? You have the navigation here on the left-hand side, and when you start scrolling, look at that. We have a little parallax effect going on. So you can kind of see that the perfumes, the soap, are in front of maybe those 2 leaves right there in the background and some of that yellow stroke. So when you start scrolling, some of these elements look like they're in a 3D composition, right? Going up and moving at different times and speed, which just makes a really cool experience when you go to this website. I was kind of blown away that we're able to do something like that on Shopify. And again, you can see this little leaf right here, just kind of moving at a different speed than the text. Yeah, it just creates a very unique experience when you land on this website, and it gives you a sense of, okay, these people have spent a lot of time perfecting and working on this. Let's go to the store so we can see some of the products. Okay, so this is pretty simple store, I would say, but I just wanted to include it in here because, again, it just blew me out of the water that they were able to do this and that they're, basically doing this right here. One thing that I don't like about this is all of their products are white. So you can see the candles are white, the perfume bottle is white, the soap tin is this white circle, and then they have all these white products with a white background. So it doesn't create that good contrast in between the products and the background. So I would probably change that aspect and just create a little bit more vibrancy within these products. When we click on them, so see, when we click on them, they actually add some color. It still is a very bright yellow with that white. It looks okay. Let's see when we add to cart. That's a good add to cart navigation. It tells you exactly that you've added something to the cart. Click back over here. Okay. So yeah, overall, it's a very, very simple website, very simple products, but I think because it's so simple, they've added sort of that element of the parallax effect all throughout the website, and they've sort of simplified the navigation. It's just about, sense, and then the store. And when you click on store, you just have all the products listed right there. So you don't have to go a bunch of collections, a bunch of products. So the simpler your products, simple to store, but you can still add certain elements to make it really interesting and cool. I just want to remind you, if you haven't liked this video yet, make sure to do that. That will help us. All right, so moving on to our third store here, it's MadzenCycles.com. For some reason, they have Bucket Bike as part of their logo. So I don't know if they're Madzen Cycles or Bucket Bike. That could be something that they might need to work on. Another thing, I'm kind of bashing this right out of the gate, but there's a lot of things I like about this store. But another thing is a favicon. You need to make sure that you have a favicon on your store. I think all the other ones that we're reviewing today, they do have a favicon. So if you see that little world, if you're using Google Chrome, that means that they don't have a favicon set up. Make sure you do that. What did I like about this site? Well, first off, the bicycles are kind of cool. They're like a single bicycle, but it has a huge bucket in the back where you can do quite a few things with it, right? I saw some pictures with, some kids sitting, some pop, what do you call it? No, soda. People in the United States call it, I think in the Midwest was pop. It's the first time I heard pop. Soda, Coke, what people call, all kinds of carbonated drinks, they're just Coke. So yeah, anyways, there's this little girl with the whole bucket is full of ice and pop. We got a few dogs here in the back. It looks like it has a seat belt, easy to use, etc. Now, something I really liked about this was if we click on bikes, I'm gonna go with the Candy Apple Red fully loaded for $2,895. Not cheap, for sure. Here we go. That's what I like about it. This is something that a lot of you may benefit from, is having that upsell as part of your experience throughout your website, right? Having popular added accessories is a good way to incentivize people to not just purchase this, but to also include a few extra things in here. Now I'm gonna give you this little trick that I use sometimes. So if I want to know what they're using for this upsell right here, if you see, like, it took a little bit to load, so that makes me think that they're using an app for it. So I'm gonna right click on it and then click inspect. And when you do that, you're able to sort of see the structure behind it. And if you can see, like, all these little triangles, right? That means that all this stuff is inside of sort of this main div block right here. And if we hover over it, you see it takes over the whole upsell right there. So it looks like they're using Spice Add-ons app. Let's go look at it up real quick. See if it shows up. Apps, Shopify. Okay, so it's not inherently clear, but it could be the Spice Gems, is the name of the company, and it's product add-ons. Let me see how it looks. Yeah, that looks pretty similar. So that might be, the app that they're using to So again, just a little trick on how to figure out what app they're using is just kind of go into the code and figure out based on some of the IDs and things that they're using here. You can pretty easily sometimes, right, see what they're using there. So I'm gonna click exit out of that. But again, having an upsell process or upsell somewhere along your website is very, very important. For them, they're selling a high-end product and a product that needs a lot of accessories. So that just makes sense. It's like a no-brainer for them. Another thing that's a no-brainer, if you have a product that requires or has a lot of intricate parts like this bicycle, it's very important that you do what they're doing here. When you hover over it, it actually enlarges the image. You don't necessarily need that for example, our previous website, the candles. You don't need that hover enlarge image for a candle, but it's beneficial for something that's intricate as this bike, where you maybe want to be able to see a little bit more in detail on what exactly, I don't know, the brakes, if you want to see if the brakes are in both handles or just one handle, etc. That would be important for you to be able to zoom in right here. Now, another thing I really, really like about this website, and I've seen a lot of sites using things like Affirm or any of these, extra Zelle, I believe is another one, where you're able to pay for this bicycle, but do it in payment plans, right? Something that I truly like about this is literally the second thing on their navigation is a payment plan link. And when we click on it, they actually give you a lot more information. I think that all these Affirm and Zelle and all that stuff is pretty new. So having a dedicated page to explaining exactly how this is gonna work step by step and what you can expect from it, it's very important. When something new like this comes out and customers are not really, too keen on how to use it, it's important for you as a company or as a brand to explain some of those things so that your customers just feels a lot better when they're using those. For something like this, where it's almost a $3,000 product, it's important for you to take the time to explain some of these things. So, love that. Let's move on to our numero cuatro store. We have Maiden Home. A couple of things I liked about this site. It's very simple, it's very clean, and their navigation is also very, very simple. We either have shop, and it gives you sofas, beds, sectionals, chairs, tables, and it gives you an image. I love these mega menus, by the way. If there's any way that you can use these mega menus on your store, use them, they're awesome. And then you also have this whole learn, right? So instead of having our story and quality and reviews and journal, the blog all listed out at the very top or even at the bottom of the footer, they have a very concise navigation with shop and learn. Awesome, love it, very clean. Let's go to the sofas. Okay, so here we have sofas. We have a little blurb of the sofas. And then something pretty cool about this is that just like the bikes, these are a little bit, you can customize them a little bit, right? So they're kind of modular. You can choose different fabrics, different colors, different configurations, etc. So for example, for this one, the Muir sofa, there's 52 fabrics, 7 finishes, and 4 sizes. So that's actually pretty cool. They've sort of condensed, instead of having potentially hundreds of products just littering all of their website, they've sort of condensed everything into, this is the Muir sofa, and you have 52 fabrics, 7 finishes, and 4 sizes. So that's a bunch of variants for just that product, whereas other stores, they may feel compelled to split this product, right? And say the Muir sofa large, the Muir sofa medium, whatever. But they sort of condense everything into one product where you have a lot of different variations. And I really like the way that they've broken down the variations, so it's super, super easy for the consumer. So it's always paying attention to how the consumer would shop for this product. That's the important part, and that's how you should be able to set up your store, is paying attention to how the customer actually shops. I love this breakdown of how this comes up a little bit on the actual product image. And you can see we have all the other product images over here. You can flip through them. Very, very clean, very beautiful. And then here on the left-hand side, as we can see, we had all those options for the variations. And you can very quickly, they have different categories for the fabrics because they have so many. I believe it was 52. So we have the performance chenille. You can click on that one, Harbor, for example. The wood finish, pecan, coffee, charcoal, white wax, and then the size of the actual couch. We can do 100 inches wide, and the configuration, either arm on the left or arm on the right. So all of those options to pick your variation, really. And then after you're done making those selections, you just click on add to cart. And that will have all your specifications, right? So the 100 inches, harbor, charcoal, couch. And click on keep browsing. But yeah, I just wanted to show you this because even with a very complex item like the sofa with all these configurations and variations, they've made it super simple for the customer to be able to shop their products. So that's something just to take into consideration when you're setting up your store, setting up your products, how your customer actually shops for your products. Again, making it simple is definitely the way to go. All right, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, go check out this other one. It's called Amazing Shopify Store Review. It's in the details. I do another breakdown of some popular Shopify stores. Hey, I just want to say, make sure to comment down below if you have some stores that you want us to review.